A new study from researchers in Israel has revealed that tomato plants scream when they're picked from their stems. So they emit airborne sounds similar to bubble wrap being popped, and that is detectable from more than 3 feet away and can be heard by animals. So what does this mean for the plant-based diet crowd and their insistence on ethical eating? With me now, I'm very pleased to say, it's another Ed, I think a better Ed there. Ed Winters, who goes by Earthling Ed, is a vegan activist. How are you?
I'm very well, Patrick. How are you? OK,
right, so can you talk me through this? Now, we did check, I did check earlier whether or not it was going to offend you if we had some tomatoes in front of you and if I did remove them from their stem. You said no.
Yeah, well, the thing is, we kind of misrepresented the report a little bit. Right. The word scream isn't cited in the report. OK. Either is the word pain or sentience or suffering. Really, all we discovered was that plants will release certain popping sounds due to what they believe is cavitation, which is basically the releasing of gas. So much like bacteria also emit frequencies, so do plants as well. But it doesn't mean that they suffer or feel pain.
So they don't suffer or feel pain, because I think that's one of the things that a lot of people are concerned about now, for people who are not wanting to eat meat for ethical reasons. Yeah. You know, there are these occasional reports that seem to pop up about potentially, you know, plants being able to communicate with each other or feel things, etc. What's your view on that, then? Do you think that plants can feel things?
No, they don't have a subjective experience, which is what sentience is, which is what you and I have, and indeed animals have as well. They're intelligent, of course, but so are bacteria and viruses. They're also intelligent. But what I always say to people is, if you're genuinely concerned about plants, let's say that you think, hang on a minute, there's some good evidence that plants suffer. Well, the majority of the plants that we're growing in the UK are being used as animal feed anyway. So even as a vegan myself, I'm actually reducing animal and plant suffering by adopting a plant-based diet at the same time.
OK, I mean, that is fascinating. And can I ask, what were the main reasons for you becoming a vegan then? Presumably animal suffering, was it?
Yeah, I mean, the question I asked myself is, if I can live in a way that reduces animal suffering, why wouldn't I? And I guess that's maybe a question I could ask you. If you could live in a way that reduces animal suffering, why wouldn't you?
I love meat.
Yeah? So do you think that the enjoyment of something justifies causing harm to animals?
I think it's a tough one, really, because I also look, from my perspective, I get that I'm a massive hypocrite. I don't mind saying this, because I would not want to kill a cow.
But you pay someone to do it on your behalf.
But I pay someone to do it on my behalf. I regularly order it in a restaurant. I'm trying to think whether or not I had beef last night. I don't think I did last night, but I would eat it, right, all the time.
How do you morally justify that, then?
I either don't think about it, or justify it on the grounds that me stopping doing it, I don't think would have any impact whatsoever.
What if everyone says that, though? What changes then?
Well, if everyone does it, then it would stop, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
But they're not going to, are they?
Well, a lot of people already are. And if we want to create a world which is more ethical and reduces animal suffering as far as possible, then a shift to veganism is the only way.
No, I get that. If everyone went vegan, no, there's no disputing that. If everyone was vegan, then fewer animals would die as a result of human consumption. Yeah,
and that would be a good thing, right?
I think potentially it would be a good thing, but I would say that I think that there are a lot of nutritional benefits when it comes to eating genuine meat, and I know that people say that they can be replicated in a plant-based diet and all
which
of this
nutrients
stuff.
are you referring to?
Well, I just think there's lots of proteins, etc., aren't there? And I would be intrigued to know about early years development. So this is one thing that I could probably do with knowing a bit more about. But when it comes to, well, babies and young adults, etc., and toddlers and things like that, you know, is it any more unhealthy for them to not eat any meat? So if they were just reared as vegans or vegetarians, for example, would that have any issue when it came to or animal products, so even things like milk, for example, like, so calcium and all this stuff? Go on, talk me through it.
Well, I mean, nutrients are important for everyone at every stage of life, and the important question is whether or not everyone can get those nutrients. Protein's a classic one. You can get more than enough protein in plants. That's supported by the British Dietetic Association, the NHS, the American Dietetic Association, and even on the point of kids, when you look at the body of evidence and you look at the dietetic associations around the world, these are basically the associations where all of the nutrition and dietitian experts are involved in them. They point to the fact that a well-planned plant-based diet is healthy for everyone, including children.
What gets wheeled out every now and again is, I think avocados are often used as an example of this, aren't they? Where they say, well, by the time that you've grown avocados or you've made way for various different plantation crops, and you might have had to have reduced what was originally growing there in some South American country or something and then shipped it over here, when you add it all up, it's been worse for the environment than if I just killed a pig and ate it.
But that's incorrect.
Right.
Pigs in the UK are fed soy as well as other types of feed. The biggest driver of deforestation, the two biggest drivers of deforestation in South America, cattle farming for beef and leather, and also soybeans as well, which the vast majority from South America, 96% in fact, fed to animals in this country.
Just very quick, because we're a bit pressed for time. But how would you... Oh, are we out of time? Oh, we are out of time. I've got to go, otherwise we get booted off air. I'm very, very sorry about all of this, but there we go. We'll have to get you back on. Thank you very much, though. Much appreciated.
You're welcome,
and appreciate you coming into the studio. All right, take care.